into my episode on the Mash Show where we talk about EFMP, being a mom in the military, and just being a content creator in general. Bye.
Hi guys, welcome to the Mashup. I'm your host, Sergeant Thomas, bringing you the best military insights, stories, and info. And on today's episode, we have
Asia.
How are you?
I'm good.
Or Sergeant Griffin.
Sergeant Griffin.
Where are you from?
I'm actually from Georgia.
For real? What part of Georgia?
Macon, Georgia, folks and mate, you know.
And now you in Fort Store. Like, did you plan this out?
Not necessarily. I moved closer to home because I was originally stationed at Fort Drum, all the way upstate New York. Very cold, but I loved it.
For real?
But I was originally stationed up there, and then when I came about PCS, and I only came closer to home because my mom is home, and I was a single mom at the time, so it's just like, okay, let me get help from my family, you know?
Yeah. So what were you doing before you joined the military?
Before I joined the military, I worked at Waffle House. Made a lot of tips working at Waffle House. I made a lot of tips working at Waffle House. And I worked like clothing stores like Route 21 and little stuff like that. Like I never really just had a job, like a career. And then I went to school for like a semester. And then I dropped out of college.
Why'd you drop out?
School was just never really my biggest thing, you know, like even in high school, I was working like 2-3 jobs at a time because I just like working. But I realized when I joined, I realized when I went to college, I only went to play volleyball for that one semester. And then I was like, nah, this is not for me. Yeah.
So what made you decide on the military? Well, the Army. Did you go find a recruiter? Did a recruiter come find you at Waffle House? Because I heard they be pulling up to like McDonald's.
Girl, they do. But no. All of my family is military. My mom was in the Army. My dad was in the Army. My stepdad was in the Army. My aunties, uncles, cousins, granddaddy, everybody was in the Army. But nobody thought that I could be in the Army because of my attitude. So it was really like a kind of bet thing for me to join the military just because of my attitude. And I proved everybody wrong, but then I ended up liking it. So I was just like, you know, I might as well stay in.
So you got a bad attitude?
They thought I had a bad attitude. But when I got in the Army, it was like, I was perfect for this.
For real?
Yeah.
So what was it like in basic? I heard the females with, you know, the black females with the bad attitudes be having the worst
I actually never got yelled at in basic.
For real?
My drill sergeants loved me because I was just very real. Like, I didn't really do all the extra antics. I did what I was supposed to do and went about my business. Like, that was it.
So what's your MOS?
I'm an 88 Mike.
What's that?
That is a transportation operator.
I
drive trucks.
For real? That's it? Just a truck driver?
I drive them pick up. We be like that, girl.
Did you pick that job?
Like, I did. I really wanted to do that. I don't know why.
What you wanted?
No, it is. Like, I had a lot of job options. I made a 42 on my ASVAB. I had a good amount of options for my MOS, but I really chose to be a truck driver.
Like, you want to continue to be a truck driver too?
Yeah.
Like, of all the other MOSs you can think of in the Army that you know about, you just want to drive trucks?
I do. I do. I really do. It's crazy, but I like my job.
For real? How long was your AIT?
Like 6 weeks. It wasn't long at all. It was very quick.
What did y'all do?
For AIT, we drove 3 different types of vehicles. We drove the LHS. We drove... I don't even remember the name of the truck, but it was like a big 18-wheeler, and they was letting us drive them. So they was big. Did
they like test drive y'all on like smaller vehicles before just giving y'all the keys to a guy?
No, all of the trucks we drove were huge.
So what if you had like tickets and all types of, and you know?
They don't care.
Oh no, that is dangerous.
I'm pretty sure in like MEPS and stuff, they don't let you pick that MOS depending on your background or whatever, but dang.
You pick your job before you go to MEPS, right?
So at Atlanta MEPS, we actually picked our jobs like while we was there before we actually enlisted into the Army, when we did all the rest of our little paperwork and stuff like that. Then we picked our jobs with the recruiters there.
So after you picked it, what was next in that process?
Yeah, then we started doing the duck walk. All of that. We started doing all the crazy antics and stuff, girl. It was
So when you left for
Something.
basic, like was basic training everything you expected, or was it like worse?
Since I grew up with military parents and my dad was actually a drill sergeant, I didn't go through nothing in basic training that I already wasn't prepared for. I definitely feel like basic training is more mentally challenging than physically, and I don't think nobody can prepare you for the mental challenges of basic training.
So did you do anything to try to prepare?
Mm-mm.
No, you just went and you just thought you was ready? Well, I guess since you had a military background, you
Yeah.
already knew what to expect.
Yeah, and my dad especially gave me the rundown on everything. So it's like none of the yelling, all of that, it didn't faze me at all.
So after you were there, you went to AIT and then you got your orders for a drum, right?
Mm-hmm.
So how did you feel when you found out about that? Like, what was that experience?
I didn't know how to feel. Like, this was gonna be like my first time going like far away, because like you gotta think Georgia all the way down here and then all the way upstate New York, close to Canada. I ain't never been that far away from home before, so it was like I was happy because I joined to get away from home also, but then it was like, oh my goodness, like this is crazy. And then everybody kept trying to tell me like, oh, Fort Drum, you gonna hate it. It's gonna make or break your career.
Oh my gosh.
And I love Fort Drum.
For real?
I love Fort Drum.
Is it cold there? I heard it was real cold.
Snow be waist chest deep, honey. But I personally didn't feel like it was cold unless the wind was blowing. Like it all depends on the wind chill. It could be negative 10, 15 degrees outside and it won't feel like it's cold at all. But if that wind blowing, baby.
So when you first got there, did you stay in the barracks?
I stayed in the barracks for probably about 2 months when I ended up pregnant. Yep.
So what were the barracks like there?
The barracks were not bad at all compared to here at Fort Stewart. Those people are blessed to be in the barracks that they in at Drum.
So did you go out a lot? Like, what is there a lot of stuff out there to do? Did you get to go party?
So when I first got out there, before I joined the military, I was always like a party promoting and throwing parties and getting paid from club owners to throw parties at their club. So when I got to Drum, I instantly threw a birthday party because my birthday was right around the corner. I got there in December 2019 and my birthday was the beginning of January. So it's like, might as well throw a party, make my grand entrance. It's me, I'm here. So I threw a birthday party and that's what really got my name like on the map for Fort Drum. Like everybody was like, oh my God, that party was insane, blah, blah, blah. And after that, I just started throwing parties.
Did your leadership think any type of way after? Did they find out that you were throwing parties or doing stuff like that?
They didn't care.
They didn't care?
So as long as it didn't interfere with work, everybody pretty much minded theirs.
Minded their business. So, how was it doing your job out there, driving trucks in the cold?
Oh, well, that was definitely an experience for me. Because being in Georgia, I ain't never seen snow like that before. And then getting there, going from like sunny to getting there and the snow is already waist deep.
Oh, gosh.
And then I had to learn what snow chains was for tires. Girl, I ain't never heard of no snow chain. They talking about snow chains. I'm like, what is that? We had to learn how to put snow chains on the tires so the trucks and stuff wouldn't
like slide away?
Slide on the black ice. And black ice was crazy.
Yeah, we had a lot of that in Baltimore.
Black ice was crazy out there. So it was definitely an experience. I definitely feel like it made me a better driver in the trucks and in my personal POV. So
did you have a car when you went there already?
I had a car back home, and then like my first week or two, my parents shipped my car out there very quickly.
Did they pay for it to get shipped, or did the military help with that?
We actually paid for it. I didn't even know. Back then, I'm pretty sure the military would have paid for my car, but I didn't know nothing about it, and my leadership didn't tell me. But now that I do know, I can tell my other soldiers, like the military, fresh out of AIT, will pay for your stuff to come to where you about the PCS to. But I ain't know back then, so I paid.
So what advice would you give to anybody that's going to Drum?
Advice that I would give people going to Drum. Drum is what you make it. And I feel like that about every duty station. Like, even when I came here to Fort Stewart, everyone was like, oh my gosh, you're going to hate it. There's nothing, blah, 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 blah. Go out there and figure it out on your own. I personally had a great time at Fort Drum. Yes, leadership is different everywhere. You might have some issues with leadership. That just depends on the people and what type of people they are. You can't just go somewhere and be like, oh yeah, the leadership out there is terrible. No, the person that you're under right now is terrible.
It's because you do a change of command every what?
Come
every
on
year,
now.
6 months.
And I had some great leadership. Like when I first got out there, I had great leadership while I was at drum. It's just a hit or miss, but I definitely feel like everybody should try snowboarding.
Snowboarding? You did that out there?
Snowboard. Go snowboarding. Make sure you go to Canada because Canada is only like 30 minutes away.
For
so
real?
yes, it's a time.
You see Drake?
No, I don't even like Drake. But drum is a time. It's definitely a time.
So now that you're in Stewart, did you pick to come here, or did the Army just give you orders?
I did. I picked to come here.
So how did you do that? Like, how did you get to pick where you wanted to go?
So it was my first time re-enlisting. So I'm pretty sure like the first 2 or 3 times you re-enlist, depending on your rank, you can choose where you want to go. So since I was just, a specialist, I was just like, okay, do they got spots for me in Georgia at Fort Stewart? She was like, yeah. She gave me Fort Stewart.
So when you re-enlist, then you get the option of where you want to go? That's cool. Do you
depending on your MOS? So when I re-enlisted for Stewart with my MOS, I can pretty much go anywhere because everybody need 88 mics. When I just re-enlisted for the place that I'm going after Fort Stewart, I don't know. They said it was really hard for my MOS to get that what's it called? Location. So HRC had to do their thing with that one. They had to do their thing.
So when you came here, you said that you had a baby. Did you come here with your child, or were you married at the time?
So when I came out here, I was already divorced from my daughter's dad. And when I came out here, it was just me and my daughter.
Okay.
That's it. It's just me and my daughter. But, my son didn't come too far later on.
So you have 2 kids right now?
I have 2 children right now.
Okay. And I seen that you have one of them has autism.
Yes, my oldest daughter, she's about to be 4. My daughter has autism, and yeah, that was a whole experience on its own, girl.
So how do you manage that?
It's actually okay now, because I was about to sit here and lie and say it's easy. It's easier now, but before, like when we first found out, so me and my partner now, we my daughter left to go with her dad for a few months, and then she came back, and I took her for her little normal checkup. You know what I'm saying? And so then the doctor was like, she was 2, almost 3, and she didn't say a word. She didn't cry. She didn't say nothing. So he was like, I want to let her go to a psychiatrist and get her, checked out or whatever by the psychiatrist. So we took her to the psychiatrist, and he was just writing on his little notes, talking to her, doing this, this, and this. And come to find out, my daughter has autism. But I always knew it was something with her because she never cried. Like, even as an infant, my baby never cried. She never cried. She never tried to say words or nothing like that. It was just, I was just like, is that normal?
Yeah.
But now with EFMP, I enrolled her in the EFMP program.
What's EFMP?
Girl, love me some EFMP. So EFMP is the Exceptional Family Member Program through the Army, where it's like when you have children with special needs or children that have special health problems or whatever. That's a program that you can enroll them in. And with that program, they have access to like special doctors or programs. So for me personally, with my daughter having autism, she uses ABA therapy.
What's that?
I forget the acronym for ABA, but ABA is like a program that she does where they help, it's like speech and helping her with social interaction and just everything all into one. Okay. She started with a program at home that they came to the house every single day.
The Army offers this?
Yes, free of charge. And in some programs, if you're active duty military, you don't have to be on a waiting list. And those waiting lists
are crazy.
Long.
Everything is crazy.
They are so long. But with in this program, like ABA costs a lot of money. It costs a lot of money. But thankfully,
in the service,
you got EFMP. It's free. But since she started ABA therapy, she went from saying no words to now I be telling her, girl, hush. She be talking so much. She labeled everybody. She finally started calling me mom when she turned like 2, almost 3.
Oh, that's so.
Yes, it was.
I know that was.
It was crazy. It was so crazy, but it was all worth it. Like everything that we went through with the whole process of finding out that she had autism was just, it was hard.
So
it was very hard.
How did you sign up for EFMP?
So once you take your child to the primary doctor and they give you the referral to the psychiatrist and you take that referral back to your primary doctor, but most of the times the psychiatrist will already send it to your primary provider. Then they start up the paperwork for you and then you'll get a call from a number. You'll either get a call from a number or you'll have to go online on the EFMP website and it'll have this little portal where you can log in and sign in. You should already be able to sign in using your CAC and you can just, make you an account from your CAC. But you can always just sign in with your CAC.
So was that process hard? Was all of that hard?
It was very tedious. It was really kind of like because it was so much to do. But honestly, I feel like the doctor does most of the work anyways with their paperwork and they already put it in the system. So you really don't have to do that much. But still, with the TRICARE providers, because TRICARE will call you also and you'll have like a caseworker on TRICARE. And with them, you got to send all the paperwork from the doctors and everybody to them because they don't have access to the same system. Okay. So it's annoying.
Yeah, it sounds like a lot, but it sounds worth it.
It's definitely worth it though.
Yeah.
And I'm very, very thankful to have the program.
So, is there anything about EFMP that you think could change to be better for the service members?
The paperwork process.
The paperwork. Like, is it actual physical paperwork or is it like online stuff?
Both. It's both.
Okay.
But the paperwork process, and then TRICARE having access to the system so everybody can, just see whatever.
Transfer over.
Yeah, that's the only thing.
So also I've heard that with EFMP, it makes it difficult to PCS sometimes.
That is absolutely true. That is absolutely true. So, for example, with me, I requested to go to, you know how when you go Reenlist, your retention NCO will tell you the options for your MOS, right? So, out of all the options, with my daughter being on EFMP, whatever I choose, I would still have to send it up through HRC because my daughter is EFMP, because they need to see like if they have her programs and stuff that she needs there. And if they don't, then I can't go there. Even though I got the options open, So out of all the options that I sent up, all of them said no.
So
I sent up for Fort Leonard Wood. No, I sent up for Fort Leonard Wood. I sent up for Fort Jackson. Everybody said no. But yeah, when they offered me the place that I'm actually going to now, it was like, I don't know nothing about this place. I asked for these places, but...
So how do you think that it'll affect your next PCS? Like after you go from the place that you're about to go to, since you already didn't have them options open, do you think it was just because of your current rank, or maybe when you rank up, you'll have more options with more EFMP options?
I don't think rank has any play or parts in PCSing when it comes to EFMP.
No, I mean like for the options you had. For when you
they were definitely because of the sergeant seats that they had. And hopefully when I do rank up, it'll be different, but you never know for real.
Yeah, honestly.
You never know.
So since you're PCSing, do you plan to do a PCS vlog?
I definitely plan on doing a PCS vlog. It's a must. And you are actually not the first person that has said something about that. Yes, y'all, a PCS vlog is coming. It's coming. It has to. Like,
I love it. I love your content. I be seeing the what is it that you post on Instagram? The Diary of a Mom in the Army.
Diary of a Mama Too in the Army. That is my series on my social media accounts, and I am so glad I started this series. Like, it's the
How
best
did you come
thing.
up with it? Like, what made you think like, hey, let's do this?
So I actually got some inspo from a different creator on TikTok. She does like stay-at-home mom contents, and she calls it like her stay-at-home mom diaries. But it's like, I've always said that I make content because it's like a digital diary for me. It's very therapeutic. So it's like, I already have people asking me questions about being a mom in the military or just the military in general. So it's like, why not just start my own little digital diary on social media?
Fire.
So it all worked out.
So what actually made you start content creating? Like, was this when you joined the Army, or did you content create before the Army?
It's like half and half. I did a little bit of content creating while I was outside of the military, but I never really got serious about it until after I joined and I became a mom. Because I don't know, becoming a mom just changed me. I did like a whole 360 when I became a mom. It was amazing. So I got into working out, prenatal workouts and all type of stuff like that. And I'm still into I feel I don't want to tell y'all everything, but maybe a pregnancy workout, series is coming.
Oh. So you were working out while you were pregnant?
Yes, I was working out while I was pregnant. I would have women come and ask me about working out with me. And even now here at Stewart, I work out with pregnant and postpartum moms.
Oh, the P3. Do you do P through T?
I'm working on becoming a P3T instructor.
Oh, that's fire.
Yes.
Yeah, you should do that. And then if they're comfortable with that, like make the actual series with their recovery and stuff.
I definitely am.
That would be fire. So what are your plans moving forward with your content? Like, is there anything outside of Instagram you want to do? Well, outside of Instagram and TikTok?
I probably would like to start back up with my YouTube because I definitely stopped doing YouTube for a minute and focus more on TikTok. I kind of like TikTok more to be. Why? I just think it's easier. I get a lot of love on TikTok, so it's just like I ain't gonna say YouTube was hard. Yes, I am. YouTube was hard.
It is because TikTok you only got to make them watch for a couple seconds.
Hard. Like YouTube was so hard, and I was just I don't know. Editing has always been my favorite part of my content, but it's just like YouTube was just not working for me. So I moved on to TikTok, but I definitely want to start doing a lot more, if that makes sense.
Like what?
I don't know. Definitely starting with the fitness series that I'm doing, what that I'm planning on doing. I definitely want to start with that. And I finally have started working with brands, getting brand deals. And like right now I'm doing something with Target. So y'all, wait on that. But yeah, I definitely want to start doing that a lot more.
Doing the brand deals or doing more YouTube?
Doing the brand deals and starting up my YouTube again.
Okay. So have you done any collaborations with like other military influencers?
This is my first one.
For real?
Yeah.
We gotta do more.
This is definitely my first one. I know. And I actually like this too. Like I was nervous, girl.
For what?
But now I actually,
let me tell
the
people,
mashup.
y'all gotta come here being nervous. We just talking.
Yeah.
But
I like it.
you should do more collabs.
Yeah, I was thinking about doing that too. It's just I don't be knowing what I'm gonna do when I collab with people. Like you have a podcast, so it's like easy to collab with you because But I don't really know what I'm gonna do with other people, So
I mean, you can come up with ideas.
I'm gonna think about it, but I make vlogging content. I don't really.
A lot of people do though.
Do stuff.
Well, maybe we should. We could probably do something together. Because I be seeing people. This one girl, this other creator, she hosts like marketing and mimosas.
Oh,
and she'll have like a bunch of different influencers come and they drink mimosas and they literally just have their camera set up and record their entire little thing.
Nice.
You could do something like that. Start hosting some of them.
Start thinking about something.
We can definitely set something up or so are there any collaborations that you want to do with other people? Like anyone specific that you just I want to collab with them one day.
Let's see. Not really. You were probably the only person I actually wanted to collaborate with.
Oh, it's a lot of people I want to collab with.
Because it's not really... Okay, are we talking about like in this area or
just military influencers?
It's no.
None?
No.
Why not?
I don't know. I don't know.
God. Do you like keep up with the other military influencers? Like
I don't.
You don't? Oh, I be in all the drama.
Look, I don't. I really don't. I want to say that like I don't. It's like I focus my content on military, but I don't at the same time.
You don't want everybody to only know you from the military?
Yeah, like because I do make military mom content, but I rarely post in uniform. Like, yeah, I rarely post in uniform. It's like none of my content is really like military focused.
True.
Like,
So what other type of content do you want to do outside of military stuff then? Like if you outside of your diary, what other stuff do you want to start doing?
I do a lot of skincare,
Mm-hmm.
a lot of skincare videos, and I also do a lot of lock videos, like lock styles and hydration tips and all type of stuff when it comes to my hair.
Have you worked on getting like brand deals for stuff like that? Skin
I
stuff,
do.
hair stuff?
Yes, I work with a company for like my lock retwist. It's called On Natural products.
Mhm.
I have a deal with them going on right now where they send me and pay me to. They send me like a whole bunch of lock retwist gels and.
So are you posting the truth about their stuff, or you just posting the post because they
Girl,
paying you?
see, look. One thing about Asia G, Sean Griffin, I ain't about to sit here and lie for y'all. I ain't gonna sit here and lie for y'all. I really love their products. Like, girl, I got it in the car right now because I was in there doing my edges in the car, girl. But no, I retwist. I do. Me and my daughter retwist with their products all the time.
For real. Have you ever had any issues like with having locks in the Army? I know that the regulations just changed about it, but before that change, did you already have locks when you first joined?
This is like my third or fourth time having locks. I've had locks since I was 10 years old, but I always just cut them, grow them, cut them, grow them. But being in the military, having locks so far, I mean, my hair is really short still, so I don't really have issues to where like the females with longer locks would have or whatever, like trying to find styles and stuff like that. But growing up with people around me having locks, there are a lot of ways that you can style your locks. And that's definitely something that I do want to teach people when I start doing more of my hair content, because my hair content videos get a lot of views. They get a lot of action. So I know people want to see it. So it's just like when I do start my content for my locks more, I'm definitely going to show more styles and just more stuff that you can do, because a lot of people don't be knowing.
And then a lot of people don't tell them either.
Don't.
But is there any advice that you want to give to any soldiers out there planning to join the Army and wanting to be a content creator?
Some advice that I would give soldiers that are, one, joining the Army, and then two, for all y'all little ones that I be seeing on TikTok already, especially in AIT. Just be careful what you post, because at the end of the day, you're still in the military. You still got to follow certain type of regulations, and you just don't want to be on social media doing something that
can affect your career.
Should not be doing. You should not be doing. I think it's a time and a place, but some people don't care. I definitely try to follow regulations very hard because I like standards and discipline. But I can have fun too, It ain't always got to be serious. But definitely just remember that the military, not just basic training, not just AIT, but the military as a whole, is just more mental. It's more mentally challenging than anything.
Yeah.
And that's it.
That's it. All right, guys. Thank you for tuning in to this episode of The Mashup. If there's any MOS or any topic you would like for us to cover, like, comment, and subscribe. Then stay tuned for more insights and more interviews. Bye.